I hatched eggs without an incubator. For that, we went to the supermarket and bought 100 different eggs, which can hatch into any type of animal. However, this process takes many days, and during that time, a lot can happen. Oh no, I'm already here with our computer. I even found an incubator online, and I'm going to buy it, but our incubator just arrived. And I was afraid the box would be too big, but apparently it's not that heavy. And let's open this thing, because I'll definitely have to assemble something. I'm really trying to figure out how I'm going to assemble this thing, man. Look at this. This part looks like a ventilation cooler. A little screen. There are also these rods that I think must be the lamps. And there's even an assembly manual. But since I've never done this before, I think it's better to call a friend of mine who's actually a biologist to help me. Hey, David. Hey. Let's go. Let's go. For those who don't know, David is a biologist, and he certainly knows how to assemble this better than I do. Well, this is actually quite challenging. But I've put one of these together before. It's like this. We'll start with these rollers. We'll fit them together, and it'll be ready in no time. It took a little while, but finally, our incubator is all ready. I'm really curious to see how it works. Look, it's simple. An incubator replicates the role of a mother bird, because when a hen or any other bird hatches an egg, it doesn't just stay on top of the egg. It warms it, protects it, turns the egg several times to keep the embryo comfortable inside, and maintains that perfect environment for the chick to grow and develop. The electric incubator replicates exactly that. It maintains the temperature in a very controllable range of around 37.5 degrees Celsius, which is the ideal range for the embryo to grow inside. But it's not just heat. The egg needs to be turned several times a day. In nature, the bird itself does this with its body and beak. In the incubator, kata, the machine makes this movement to help the embryo not stick to the shell and to receive heat in a more balanced way. Another thing that many people forget is that the egg also needs to breathe. An incubator also requires adequate ventilation, as the developing embryo inside needs this continuous air exchange to proceed with its development in the correct manner. As the days go by, that embryo gradually forms until it becomes a complete chick. And this whole process takes around 21 days, more or less. 21 days? That long? Yes, man. Maybe they can even hatch a little earlier. But the average is 21 days. And in the end, Naldinha, the incubator won't produce the life of the chick on its own. It tries to copy as faithfully as possible the work that nature already does. The only thing this incubator doesn't do is reproduce the affection and love of a mother. It's crucial that you use this incubator with a high degree of responsibility, so that these newly hatched chicks can truly feel your love. Don't worry, you can definitely rest assured that we'll take very good care of all the chicks. Since our incubator is ready, all we need now are the eggs. For that, I called Nicholas Vigno, and we're already heading to the supermarket. We decided to buy the eggs because they're eggs that won't be taken from nature. And man, I'm so excited for them to hatch because we're gonna take very good care of them. And that way you'll be a chicken parent. We just arrived, and our idea here is to split up. But since they're supermarket eggs, maybe it increases the real chances of them hatching. Look, I know there are eggs of different colors, so I think I'll get the brown ones and you get the white ones, okay? Man, I already got a tray of brown eggs, and let's hope this egg hatches. I also found the white eggs here, just like Vini suggested. I'm not sure what the difference is between them, but maybe it increases the chances. Guys, Vini has the brown eggs, and Enaldinho has the white egg. I was looking around, and I didn't find any other type of egg. I only found these Ovos, which are baby eggs. They still have to grow. Yeah, so I think I'll take them. We'll be right back with the eggs we bought. And Nicholas, can I understand why you bought quail eggs? What are quail eggs? Nick, the kind of eggs you bought. Man, we're supposed to be chicken eggs, but aren't these baby eggs that will still grow and become like these? Of course not, right, Nicholas? Yeah. And to tell you the truth, I don't even know if the incubator we have will work with these eggs. It doesn't hurt to try. We already bought them anyway. Okay, we'll test them. Finally, I came here so as not to make the same mistake again. Since our chair has to stay in the same place for 21 days, we need to find a spot in the house that won't interfere with filming on other days. Okay, I thought about putting it in this room, but thinking about it carefully, this incubator can't stay here for almost a month. I think I know a perfect place. Here in the office, I think that will be the ideal place. More specifically, in the office bathroom. I think of all the places in the house, this is the least visited place. Okay guys, now we have the perfect place. Seeing as our incubator needs to stay here for several days, we've decided to use a calendar to monitor progress and avoid any oversight. And now, let's put our eggs in here. Placing all our eggs into the incubator took a little longer than expected. Now it's time to close our incubator and wait for it to work its magic, which will take quite a while. The machine is now on. Now it's a matter of patience. It will take a few days, but everything will be all right. Yes, from now on, we can't mess with the eggs anymore. Now starting the second day with our incubator here at home, and according to our own schedule, nothing will happen to the eggs yet. We even left a camera recording here for 24 hours to see if anything would happen, but apparently nothing changed. For the next 3 days, nothing different happened. Every day, I went back to check the incubator, but the eggs were literally the same. However, on the 6th day, I received an important call. David calling me. Hi. No, you have to change the water. Okay, I'll check if there's a little water. But David asked me if I'm changing the water to maintain the humidity in the incubator. And to tell you the truth, I completely forgot. Damn, Arnaldo. I told you we needed to maintain the humidity of the eggs, man. Sorry, David. I really didn't remember, but I forgot. There's a lot to do every day. Yeah, man. Look, these 2 reservoirs are completely empty. You were very lucky, because in the 3rd reservoir we still have water, and it's precisely this water that will ensure the entire process of hatching the chicks is completely safe. Okay, let's fill these containers that are already empty, shall we? It was because of a super dumb task that I almost lost all the eggs we had put to incubate. Luckily, David called me. And now we're simply going to fill all these little bottles with water. And now that the water levels are replenished, now I'm gonna check off our 6th day on our calendar. Yeah, Naldo, I'm not here every day. I need you to pay attention. This time it worked. Luckily, we still had water, so I need you to keep an eye on the whole process and call me if anything happens. Okay? In the next 3 days, nothing much different happened with our incubator. I kept checking back from time to time to make sure our incubator was working correctly. I always check the water level, the ideal temperature, but apparently the eggs were still a long way from hatching. Well, guys, at day 10, this time, Ronaldinho isn't here, so I came with David. So, Larry, we've reached exactly the halfway point of the egg incubation period. Everything is fine to keep the eggs incubating, but it's very important to keep observing all the parameters. And if Arnaldo isn't here, someone has to be here to check.
Okay, leave it to me. Over.
The next 4 days, I was also away from home. However, Larissa took on the responsibility of checking the incubator daily to ensure it was operating correctly. Now, I'm back from my trip. Apparently, Larissa did a good job because everything is working perfectly in our incubator. However, today we complete our 15th day. And according to David, the chicks actually start hatching after 21 days. However, just like us humans can be born prematurely before 9 months, I have a feeling that there's a risk of some chicks hatching in the next few days. And even though that probability is very low, I need to think about a house to receive them if they are born early. And from what I'm seeing on the internet, we can't just make any old house. The chicks will be very young, they will need special care, with a specific temperature in a protected place. And honestly, I found this model on the internet that I think could be a good inspiration for our chicks house, at least until they grow up and become chickens. I just arrived at my workshop at home. I imagine that the initial material I'll need to build this house will certainly be some sort of wooden planks. Since we have a lot of wood here that we've already used in other videos, I think we can simply use that wood. It took a little work, but I think I finally made the base for what will be the chicks' house. I'm going to put some glass here now to serve as support and prevent the chicks from escaping. This way we'll be able to see and monitor them inside but with this glass as a protective barrier. To finish, I just have to put the lid on, and that's it for an improvised little house. It's looking pretty good. I just think, as for housing the chicks, the aesthetics are becoming too simple. I believe I will give it a personalized touch and add it here with the channel's style. I didn't do anything elaborate, but look, it already gave our house a different look by putting the channel's logo on it. All we're missing now is a heating system to install inside our lovely little cabin. I decided to put our box in the closest place to the chicks, so it's quicker to bring them in when they hatch. Now, I have also installed a light, specifically to keep our little chicks warm. So now I'm going to get some sawdust. I'll put it in here, along with some other things, to make them more comfortable when they hatch. So let's put plenty of sawdust in here. Besides the sawdust, I put hay and things for water, and food for the chicks. Having finalized all preparations for April, I can confidently say that if our chicks successfully hatch, they will have a safe and comfortable place to live. From now on, all we can do is wait for them. 16th day of our eggs here in the incubator. I found it interesting because in our egg calendar, on the 17th, our eggs already have a chance of starting to crack. So I decided to call David to see if he has any guidance for us. Hey David, how are you? Hey man. Good. What can I help you with today? The calendar we put on top of the eggs to give me guidance marked the 16th day today, and theoretically, according to the calendar, tomorrow there's a chance the eggs will start to crack. Is that right? As per our internal calendar, the chick's development will commence tomorrow within the incubator. But look, there's a way for us to see if everything is going well. Let's do a process we know as candling. Let's go. Let's take 2 eggs here to do a test. Okay, this one will be our first egg. Let's select this second egg as well. In this way, we will very carefully perform candling, because there's a chance some eggs will hatch and others won't. But for that, we'll need a completely dark place. Now that we've completely turned off the lights, we're going to shine a special light that David brought precisely so we can see a little bit of the inside of the egg. And we're going to put our first egg here. This first egg, we see, is practically all translucent. This indicates that there's nothing inside, Analdo. This egg here doesn't have an embryo forming inside. Therefore, this is one of the eggs that won't hatch into a chick. Okay, now let's take a look at this one, right? It's impossible that we were so unlucky to get 2 eggs that won't hatch. This one, Analdo, does have an embryo forming inside. If you look closely, you can see this lower part is very translucent, but compare that to the top. It's quite dark. This shows that our egg is developing very well, and very soon we will have some chicks hatching. We've already put our eggs back in the incubator, and from now on, it's a countdown. At any moment, in the next few days, we could have some eggs hatching. Day 17 seemed like just another normal day. However, when it got dark, this happened. Guys, I just finished dinner, and I'm smelling something burning in this house. Ooh, something strange. Could someone have forgotten the iron on? Let me see. Oh, guys, there's a lot of smoke here. Oh no, it can only be some chicks. Ronaldinho, come here, help me. Phew. We were very lucky. If Larissa hadn't noticed in time that there was a short circuit in our incubator, the whole house could very likely have caught fire. We removed the power source that was apparently the problem. And you can see, look, that one of the wires even melted. But even though we managed to contain the potential fire, the chicks inside the eggs can only survive for up to 4 hours after the incubator is turned off. Calm down, Naldinho. I know that, and that's why I called a technician. And he said he'd be here in less than half an hour to fix the incubator. Perfect, Larissa. The only thing left for us to do is hope this guy doesn't show up late. Otherwise, all those eggs inside won't survive. Luckily, the technician wasn't late. He quickly installed the new power supply, and our incubator started working normally again. The next day, we had our first big surprise. Nobody came in here, nobody touched the incubator. Guys, there are some eggs that are actually starting to crack, man. I'm shocked. There are really eggs wanting to hatch. I'm not going to lie to you. Since we're talking about life, I was really very afraid to be here alone. So as soon as I saw the egg cracking, I called David to come and guide us. Now, the process is starting. Careful, David. Careful, David. Careful, David. Oh my god, it's really cracking. Oh my god. Take care of it. The first step is for them to break it well with the tip of their beak. This indicates that he's beginning to come to life, and he'll be out there soon. Wow, guys, this chick of ours already has the strength to start breaking the shell. At any moment, it will really hatch. Look at that. This stage allows for it too. Actually, we should be able to hear it chirping soon. Wow, guys, that's crazy, man. We can really hear our chick chirping. There's already a life being born in here. David, keep a sharp watch, because I'm worried I might do something wrong. Okay, man? Let's place it back here, in its rightful place, and we'll patiently await the next few days. The arrival of our little chicks. On the 19th day, something we weren't expecting happened. Even before its time, the first chick decided to hatch. And since we weren't present at the exact moment it hatched, it was left loose in the incubator. Guys, I can't believe this, man. There are still 2 days left until the 21st, and man, there are already chicks hatching. David said it wasn't a problem for the chick to stay in the incubator right after hatching, even for its health. Let's open our incubator then, to rescue our chick. There it is, it's here. There it is. Wow, man. It's already moved around a lot inside our incubator. Calm down, Brunel. Look, hold this for me. Be careful with the source, don't damage it. Just take a look at the eggshell, man. It was literally from this egg that our chick hatched early, and I'm shocked, because it's already look, it's already very different from how it hatched. He's still very tiny, very fragile, but he's the cutest thing. Calm down, calm down, calm down, little chick. You can't stay away from home for too long, and this is now your new temporary home. Finally, the 20th day has arrived. We were very attentive and managed to witness the exact moment the chick was breaking the shell to hatch. And the coolest thing of all is seeing how weak the chick is born. And in less than a day, it's already walking and feeding normally. Wow, I saw the other chick in the images from the camera we left recording. We witnessed the exact moment this one hatched. You can see how weak and limp it is. So, the advice is to leave the chick here in the incubator for a little longer until it's all firm and strong. And then we take it out of here and take it to another little house. Now that our chick is much stronger, you can see just how much different it is. In the incubator, he was all damp because he had just hatched. Now he's all cute. I'm going to put him with his little brother, who already hatched. I'm so in love with these chicks, and only 2 have hatched so far. Today is only the 20th day. Most likely, between today and tomorrow, many more eggs will hatch. And these 2 chicks, who were the first to hatch, will have several little brothers and sisters here in the coop. Finally, the 21st day arrived, and incredibly, in the last 24 hours, 3 new chicks hatched. So, I don't think any more chicks will hatch from our incubator. Nevertheless, as a precaution, I'll leave this machine running and continue counting forward for the next 5 days. That way, if anything happens, we'll know. Jesus, of all those eggs we bought, buddy, only 5 little chicks hatched. Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not going to lie. I'm quite surprised. There are 5 chicks, and look, they're the cutest things. Oh man, we need to name them. Vin is right. What are we gonna call this one? This one could be Neymar. This one is Neymar. Now, what are we going to call this one? Yeah, this one's a little smaller. It could be Lionel Messi. Okay. And now we still have these 3 left. The biggest one is Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah. Oh, the one in the middle could be Ronaldinho. And the smallest one of all, Hollywood. After talking to David on the phone, he advised us to wait a few more days, as other eggs might hatch. So, we observed the eggs every day on the chart. The chicks have really grown a lot since the last time I showed them to you, and I honestly needed their help. Yes, Nalda, they've become very beautiful. But look, they grow quite a bit. They're going to become very big chickens. So, from now on, you guys are going to need to make available, I don't know, maybe one of your rooms to turn into a chicken coop. Pinal, but the house is already full of filming stuff, man. There's no way we can free up a room to make a chicken coop. No, but we'll figure something out. You're going crazy, man. I saw those chicks hatch. I want them close to me. I already have feelings for them. Don't you think it would be better if I took them and I'll take care of them with lots of love and in a proper place, a really big chicken coop for them? Yeah, man, I think that's the best option. When we miss them, we'll go and visit them. You're right.
David, please promise me I can visit whenever I want and that you'll give them lots of love and affection. Don't worry.
Hen, they'll be very well cared for. Hen, whenever you want. Whenever you miss them, say you're super welcome to visit them. Yes, my heart will break letting the chicks go with David, but it's what's best for their well-being. If you want to keep up with the chicks' growth from now on, leave lots of likes and subscribe to the channel, and if you're interested, I'll continue sharing their development.